And we're live. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Woo. It is Monday. We are here for another week of Small Business Solutions Monday with Deborah R. Nelson. So right now we're going to take a moment, of course, to make this public so that our guests can share. And it is public now. So while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do her introduction. So today we have another Egg Harbor Township. I don't want to say boring because I'm not for certain, but she will tell you all. But definitely raised another gem from Egg Harbor Township, and her name is Markeima, and she is young. She's motivated. She's a business owner, and how I met this guest. So I like to seek for the best, y'all. I like to have people on here who are brilliant, who are doing it and fearless. So Markeima actually did my hair. She is a lovely hairstylist, owner of Beamed Up Hair. She did my hair back in October, and I was sitting in her chair, and the connection just like hit. And we were sitting there talking about business for like, I don't know how long, maybe about 2 hours straight, out of all the things that you can talk about. And when I was listening to her talk, I was just like, man, she's just so like motivated. She's young and she's smart. So I think I went home maybe a couple weeks after or something, and I asked her to be on the show. I saw her out, and I was so excited when she accepted because she has a story to tell y'all. She's going to get ready to introduce herself, but she came from corporate and she started herself from scratch, and she's doing amazing and wonderful things for the women in South Jersey and beyond, because I traveled to get my hair. I traveled from Baltimore to get my hair done by her. So please, without further ado, please introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I mean, that was so much, but thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. No, yeah, you hit everything on the nail. My name is Markeima, or Bima to the people who know me best. I'm a business owner. I'm owner of Beamed Up Hair, as you can see at the bottom. I launched my business. I'm a very new business owner. I launched my business just in October of last year. I come from a very corporate background. I also dabbled in the industry for a long period of time, most of my life actually, but it wasn't until this recent year that I decided to delve in and just go all the way. And so my story kind of began where a lot of people's story began, which was COVID. But we're here now, and it's been a journey. It's been a
Yes.
journey, but here we are. And I can say that it's the most rewarding experience, honestly, truly.
Awesome. So as you mentioned that.
Oh, looks like we might have lost Dave, y'all. And my backspace looks kind of
You
crazy.
mentioned that you dabbled a little back in the industry. I'm back, guys. um, and what actually pushed you to take that jump from, dabbling to being a full blown business owner? What pushed you out there?
It was honestly a combination of things. Okay, so I'm very strategic when it comes to my life, and I know that sometimes that's not a good thing, but I don't really lead with emotion. And I found that what happened with
Nice.
COVID was uncertainty, and I don't like that. I don't like to wonder where my next paycheck is going to come
Right.
from. I don't like to wonder. I don't like to rely on someone being my source of income. I like to create. I'm a hustler. I'm a creator.
Right.
So I knew I was sitting on a talent. And I said, for years I've done my family's hair, I've done my friends' hair, my own hair, and I would do it as a hobby. It was kind of just something that was fun for me. And then I thought, I'm good at this, and this makes sense for me. And if it's something that I know that I'm capable of doing, then why am I sitting in corporate, climbing the ladder, building someone else's goals and their empire when I could be doing that
Yes.
for myself? So, yeah.
Yes, I absolutely love that. So, as many of you may know, or if you don't know, corporate is a very structured organization, right? And the number one thing that corporate provides you is stability. And for anybody, that's all we want is stability. And I love the fact that you're like, hey, I'm strategic, and my money was not, it wasn't stable. So you developed some stability in your life with your business. Now,
Right.
I know a lot of people say like, "Hey, I'm gonna wait to be an entrepreneur because it's not stable." So how did you go from, leaving corporate and creating stability with your business? Did you like
Well, what it was is, the main thing that I've learned is finding your why. I found my why, and I was like, you know what is the reason that I get up and do this? Because it's a very saturated business, if we're being honest. The beauty industry can be volatile,
yeah.
stock market term, and it's very aggressive. You can get hair from anybody. Anyone can do your hair. There's stylists from all over. But when you find out, your why. It's not like I can wake up and sell it, sure, but what am I doing this for? And it kind of
Exactly.
ties into a conversation that you and I had in the name of your business, which is For My Legacy. And it's, what am I really doing this for? Who am I doing this for? And when you find out that why, it's so much easier to transition. It's
Love
not a
that.
job. I wake up every day and it's something that I'm building toward my own legacy, to my empire. So it feels more like a challenge every day. Like, what can I do today? What can I accomplish today? How can I beat my sales goals from yesterday? What can I do to scale? What can I do to better market myself, my product, and the why. So, and I can be long winded.
It's
In
okay.
totality, it's the why. It's the why for me.
It's the why. I love that. So having purpose in what you're doing. So what creates stability in entrepreneurship is your why, because when the money is not coming in at a certain amount, or when it's coming in over the amount that you expect,
Mm-hmm.
that comes with more hard work. That you have to be dedicated. You can't just one day, when that's your main source of income, decide I'm going to sleep in all day. You
Mm-hmm.
have to actually push yourself every single morning to keep going. And what
Yeah.
makes it easy for you is having that purpose behind it. So
Right.
that's definitely one thing that I noticed about you. You definitely have passion in what you do. And that is something that stood out to me immediately. I was like, I love this. She is on fire.
Yes.
So, what have you learned so far? So, I heard you mention you were like thinking about new ways. How can I market my business? You have to think about every avenue, especially when you are everything. You're the marketer, you are the content creator, you're the Instagram or social media guru, and then
Mhm.
you're creating your own products. How do you balance all those hats?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you said that. So what I have learned, honestly, is that as highly as we like to think of ourselves, me being one of them, I'm human and thinking like, yeah, I'm going to start a business. I can do everything. I'm going to do everything from marketing to inventory. I'm going to be behind the chair. I'm going to be behind the photos. It's all going to be great. I can do it. I can create my own
I'm the
website.
cameraman.
You can do what? No, no, no. What I realized is that my weakness, I identified it and I said, okay, all day I can stand behind this chair, all day I can slay, all day I can process inventory. I'm a very behind the scenes type of person. And being out there, and I think we've spoken about this, is like very uncomfortable for me.
It is.
It is, especially because I'm super private, and then to wake up every day and have to take photos and be on and be,
Yes. Oh,
ready. I found out that that's just not my strong suit. And so, what do you do though? You outsource, right? Because
yes.
there's a quote that says, if you can't do it, find someone else who can do it, or if you can't do it well, find someone who can do it better. And so, what I'm learning is just have a team. Use the people around you. If you can't use the people around you, hire someone. Invest in your business, because that all comes down to investing, right? If I want my business to grow, I know I need a marketing strategy. I don't have one right now,
Definitely.
so I know I need to outsource one. So yeah, that's what I learned, is just the many hats thing is all great, but it takes a lot. It takes a team, and it takes strategy and being logical. Like, can I really do this
Can
in a
I
day?
really do
How many
all this?
hours? Yeah,
Am
yeah,
I
yeah. So
because at this point I'm not sleeping. I'm working
I'm
20
not
hours.
sleeping.
I'm napping
I'm
for
not.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
have
get
no
up and you
social life.
run.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, exactly.
This is the reality behind business, ladies and gentlemen. When you first start, so you started in October, and I believe that I was one of your first clients. I had the pleasure of seeing your opening. I was
Yes.
super proud of her because, she was doing um, she was doing hair for clients. She was setting up. She was checking on family. Family was checking on her. One thing that I really loved about your situation was you had people supporting you. You had people calling in like, hey, did you eat? Hey, do I need to bring you something? What can I
Yeah,
do for you? Right. And like you said, you
yeah.
can't do everything on your own. So if you can't outsource a team or staff, at least having that strong support system is half the
Mhm.
battle. Right. So
Yes.
how has that helped you along the way, having a support system? Is your support system strong? I think I kind of just summed it up, but
You did. And that's so crazy that she said that because yeah, that's I get calls every day or at least once a week, just check-ins, how are you doing? How's your mental health? Because this is a lot. And for my grand opening, oh my gosh, people knew I didn't sleep. I hadn't slept. I don't think it was possible what I was doing. It was just the adrenaline and the momentum and I was just able to keep going. Not healthy. I don't recommend it, but I do know that I had people making sure that I was okay, making sure that
yes,
I took a break, making sure that I sat down, that I exhaled. And that's still today, to this day. My mom is my biggest supporter, and I always make fun of her because she calls me 20,000 times a day. And usually, it's always something in regards to me. Like, she's the most selfless person ever.
that's
And it's always,
amazing.
yeah, it's always, hey, I have this idea, or hey, what do you think about this? Or she's sending me like pictures of like celebrity hairstylists, and she's like,
Yes,
oh, look what this person did. I know
yes.
you can do that. And she really pushes me. She even comes over, and my mom's in her 50s, and she wants me to do all these wacky hairstyles on her because she knows it pushes me out of my comfort zone.
Oh, I
And
love
she's like, but
that.
I know you can do it. Yeah. So it's like the small things like that that keep me motivated. I know I don't tell her this enough, but those phone calls, they keep me going. They really do. Because I know whenever she's calling, it's something. And she checks on me in a real way. We don't live
Yes.
close to each other, but she asks me, how do you feel? How are you feeling? Do you feel like this is beneficial to
Wow.
you? And so I
That means
really,
so
really, really
much.
appreciate it. Yeah, it does. And people don't realize it, and I even am guilty of not sitting down and just saying like, hey, thank
Talking to
you.
yourself like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely important. The support system is amazing.
So side note, your mom is she commented and she said, baby girl. And then she was like, yes, mommy is her biggest fan. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Just wanted to, highlight her
See?
presence.
Oh, hey mom.
Yeah. So parents, your mom, that's awesome. And those are the little things that you can't take for granted when you're running businesses. Those text yous,
Mm-mm.
those I love yous, those I'm thinking of you. Because
Yeah,
when you're going, right, 24 hours a day, it's like sometimes your day goes completely by and you just don't have the time. Like you don't know where your time goes.
right.
So how do you do a little bit of self-care? What does Markeima like to do when she gets a moment?
Hmm. I am I am very big on mental health. So one of the things that I like to do, it's almost to a fault until I get a business phone, but I like to turn my phone on do not disturb. And I like to just get away. I'm not really the biggest phone person as it is. So it's not hard for me to detach from that. But I noticed that the one thing that my phone does is it sucks me in.
Yeah.
And it really sucks me in. You end up in a rabbit hole, or I end up spending too much time responding to emails or watching the stock market or whatever it may be.
Stock market.
And and it gets a little bit overwhelming. So
Yeah.
what I like to do is just take a breath. I'm really big on reading. I've been reading the Bible a lot lately. Just circling back to,
Love it.
even though yes, and really like flipping the pages and delving in and just having that like
Yes.
meditative moment and of devotion and just prayer. And those are the things that don't really cost you much. Like I don't have to go out of my house. I just need a little silent space in the morning to just sit with my plants. I'm a plant mom. I have a green thumb. So they give me life and
Nice.
energy. Yeah, yeah. That's one of my favorite things to do is just to sit in my little plant corner while I'm feeding them or trimming or watering. And whether I'm listening to Audible and reading, that's my thing. Like that, I notice that that's what gets me through.
I really like that, especially because it's completely different. I kind of thought you were going to say, I like to go to the spa. I like to do,
No.
something along those lines in the beautician lane. But you're like, no, I like to read books. I have a green thumb. I wish I had that. So I commend you on being able to grow plants. It's so relaxing
Yes,
from what I hear.
it
Um,
is.
So another thing that stands out about this particular business owner, ladies and gentlemen, she is a powerful, like when I see you, I see confidence and just like a strong, like Black woman. And you are a great representation in business. So how has it been just being like a lady boss? How does
Hmm.
that feel? Do you feel like it's a superpower that we must have as ladies in business? Or do you think that your journey has been easy thus far?
Oh, no, not easy. However, rewarding for sure. But
Yes.
thank you. The confidence thing just comes from, I guess, under like we're all what I learned through COVID is so many businesses were birthed, right?
Yes.
So many people decided to take a leap of faith into the entrepreneurship. And it always, the quote, McDonald's is never worried about what Burger King is doing. That is what I
Ooh,
live by.
love
Because
that.
it's like, yeah, like you can be a boss, you can be powerful, you can be all of these things and not let it, get to your head. You can still stay grounded, but
Exactly.
it's just something so empowering about knowing that you have your lane and there's no one else in your lane. Like, this is what I do. This is why I do it. Back to that why.
Yes.
This is who I do it for, women just like me who feel exactly the way that I do. And when you have that, it's kind of like, it's like a cape that you put on, and it
Yes.
doesn't come off. It's like, this is my superpower. Being able to empower myself every day by waking up and saying, wait, I own this business. Oh, that's my name behind the LLC. Oh, I can create my stream of income. Oh, I can, the sky's the limit. There's nobody telling me to clock in and clock out. And nothing is wrong with that. But this is what I decided to do. And it took a lot. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of
Yes.
faith.
Yes.
And that's where it comes from. The confidence is that nobody's doing this like me. Nobody's doing it the way I do it. And there's a billion beauty supply stores. There's a billion people selling hair. But what I bring is what I bring, and I understand that. And I understand that people don't just buy into the fact that you have nice shiny extensions, but they buy into you and who's the person behind the brand, and can I relate to her? So walking in that confidence almost shows my mentees, my younger cousins, that
Yes.
listen, this is where it's at. Like, you have to stand on that. Be your own boss of whatever, wherever you are, wherever you work, whatever you do. Just have control over yourself. That's all you can control. And that confidence will start to come out. It will just ooze out. It's like jelly, baby.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. I completely agree with everything you just said. And it's like, you were like, it's a cape. No one can do it like me. And understanding that McDonald's is never worried about Burger King. Like, that is a very
Never.
powerful statement, right? There are going to be millions of beauticians, going to be millions of people who do hair, but no one's going to do it just like you. So you and your brand are mirrored, right, ladies and
Mm-hmm.
gentlemen? What I really locked into this year is understanding that the books that you read, how business is supposed to be done is never going to change. That's
Mm-hmm.
timeless, right? The
Yeah.
procedures, how your business should look. You don't have to look at those who did it before, those who are going to do it. Your business should look like you and how you want it to look. If that means you show up to work with you know, a dress shirt on, you show up to work with a fur piece around your neck. If that's your brand, that is your brand. So
Right.
be your own self. I love that.
Yes.
And you mentioned something. You said, in a mix of running your own business, you basically have your freedom in your hands, but you stay grounded.
Yeah.
How do you stay grounded? What do you kind of reflect on that keeps you leveled and relatable?
Mm. Just the fact that just like you have it all one day, it can all be gone the next day, honestly. And it's your work ethic that I think that's what keeps me grounded. It's the fact that now I have to have a discipline that I never had before, right?
Yes,
I used
yes,
to have to wake up at a certain time every day, and I knew that this was my routine. When you have a freedom that's just afforded to you, like, hey, this is yours, it's your business, you can run it, or
right.
you can sleep until 10 a.m. and you can wake up and lag around. And it's like the discipline in me taught me, like, hey, one day I didn't get any sales, and I was like, I was like, what?
Like, what's
Like,
going
what
on
is
here?
going
What
on?
do you
Yeah.
mean I didn't get any sales today?
Nothing. Like, no
Hello.
one. Where are you guys? Like, hello. And I had to. That was a moment where I had to check myself, and
Wow.
in checking myself, it was like, girl, humble yourself, okay? What did you do today to get that sale? How did you work? What did you say? Were you present on social
Yeah.
media? Do your followers see you? Are you reaching out? Are you using your emails as starting
Wow.
marketing campaigns? So that humbled me. And I always, I'm a Libra, so I'm very unbalanced. And what I learned is that, sometimes I do have to learn the hard way. Like sometimes I do get comfortable, and that's just human. And this is what taught me that, like, hey,
Yes.
get up. In order to get that sale today, you have to work for it. When I was in corporate, my mind was conditioned to just know that, I have a job to do, but a check is going to come every 2 weeks. So I'm okay. Like I'll just go.
The clients are coming, the money's coming. I'll just position
Yeah.
myself and then watch it flow.
Right.
But with your business, you have to remind yourself you have to continue to get better. You got to continue to sharpen your skills. You got to continue to seek clients and making your current clients happy every single time. And
that's a fact.
That takes work, right? Because now they have an expectation of you. When they come to you first time, they're like, this is what I expect to get. And then like every time you got to blow their mind, right? So yeah. I love the fact that you were so transparent about that. Like, hey, one day I didn't have sales. Because you know what? And I can speak for myself on that too. One day you don't have sales and it's like, whoa, hold on.
Not surprised.
What's going on? And that can actually be the very thing that stops people from pushing in business though,
Oh yeah.
So,
for sure.
What kind of recommendations or tips do you have to people who are thinking about being as brave as you are, and just jumping out there and starting their business? Like they have an idea. I used this as an example the other day. I don't know if you watch Bling Empire. Have you seen that?
No.
So Kim Lee, she gets paid $50,000 a night to DJ. This is a thing.
Wow.
It's on Netflix, right? So I use
that in the wrong business.
Right. I was like, what's that little spinny thing? I need to figure it out because
I think I can do it. I got the flick at a wrist.
I'm in the wrong profession, obviously.
Right.
But I use that example to say she gets paid $50,000 to DJ. So your idea is never too small. So if you're at home thinking about running a business, can you give some tips on or encouraging words on what they should do with that idea?
Yeah. Before I started my business, my most recent job was in law. I worked for a very large corporate firm in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
And one of our principals, he was actually one of our top attorneys, and what he said coming out of a meeting one day, I was totally eavesdropping. I was not supposed to do this, but I did.
Nobody cares. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't work there anymore, so I guess it's more confidential. But a no name. So he said coming out of a meeting, he said to a younger attorney, he said, "I'm glad you asked that question." And the guy said, "Yeah, I was so nervous to ask the question." He said, "Yeah, they think you're brilliant because you asked the question. You're not brilliant. You're just brave." And I saw in that moment he was insulting him because he just, he's a little hard around the edges, but you're not brave. You're not brilliant. You're just brave. It's kind of something that I stand on, and what I would say to anybody, my little cousins, my mentees, whoever. Be the one who raises their hand and asks the question. Be the one who takes a leap of faith. Be the one who steps out and says, while I'm afraid to start my business, while I don't feel like I have enough capital to start my business, it's bravery, right? Because you can only win if you try. Now, if there's two people are thinking the same thing, same idea, and they're ready to launch and they're ready to go, but one person lets fear hold them back. Now, that person could have very well succeeded. Now, the other person might not have been as good as the person who didn't try, but he had the bravery, he had the confidence, he had the faith. And so while his business may take a little longer to get there, what he had was something that a lot of people don't have in that space. And that's confidence. That's just the letting go of the fear of what could happen. I probably will fail. Well, try. And then if you fail, then you failed, and now you can try again with something else. But try. So that's the advice I give, is always do it. Just do it. Nike.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so empowering. That is so
Yeah.
empowering. And it's like, you never want to wonder why. You never want to wonder what
Mm,
if, right? And if you just
yeah.
jump out there, like you said, you don't have to have the capital. You'll figure it out. You jump out there,
You
you get the
figure it out.
opportunity, and they're like, you need this amount of money. Then you're gonna go figure something else out. It's not until you're put in situations sometimes that you start strategizing like, oh, I remember when I turned nothing into something. It's the same
Yeah.
concept with business. Um, and networking. So how do you think network has impacted your business, or do you feel like you've opened a lot of doors yourself, if that makes sense?
No. Okay. Let me give all credit where it's due, and that's to my clients. Okay. Hence, perfect example. Okay.
Woo!
So, no, honestly, like it has been just, and that's what I mean when I say that it's you. Honestly, the relationship that I've built with my clients, and just this one right here. Here we are today. Right. I would have never
Yes.
been here, I'm sure, if it wasn't for us crossing paths. So
Crossing paths.
I'm just so blessed to have that relationship. When people come and sit in my chair, they sit for hours. Okay. It's a process to get beautified. And we talk and we converse and we network and we talk
Yes.
about things, we talk about our goals. And that's so therapeutic for me. People don't even realize. And then it leads to things like this, it leads to conversations, it leads to networking opportunities. So, oh my gosh, networking has been amazing. I love connecting with women who are like-minded, not that we do the same thing or we're in the same industry, but just the like-mindedness of
Yes.
women who are aspiring to get there, wherever your there is. That's what I like. I thrive off of it. And I have so many networking opportunities lined up. I'm so excited. I can't speak on too much, but oh my god, it's incredible. And it's like, the one thing that I realized is, if this is now, I'm 6 months in, not even, and it's
Six
like,
months in business, y'all. 6 months.
yeah, yeah, and so,
Amazing.
yeah, the network. Don't never underestimate the power of connection and networking. It's
Yes.
super important. You can't do it by yourself.
Love that. And that's why I ask, because I'm always curious to know, how did you get your next step? And sometimes it's putting yourself out there, but some people will speak on your behalf. So, like you said, you build in relationships with people. And ladies and gentlemen, again, I actually sought her out to get my hair done as well. I was on. So what I do, I scope out businesses all the time, and it just draws me in. But I kept seeing like this hair on my timeline. I'm like, who is this? We don't even remember when we became Facebook friends. So I definitely believe this was meant to be.
For sure.
And then she did my hair, and I was such a happy client because my hair is not my expertise. So, and she even went out her way. So she even goes beyond for her clients. She did a well, it wasn't FaceTime, it was over Facebook. And she basically showed me how to maintain and maintenance my hair. Like, she's
Yeah.
busy. She's
Okay.
busy, but she made time for me, a struggling client that didn't know what she was doing. Okay.
Always, always. Yes.
Yes. So I just want to say it's been an honor having you on the show. You dropped so much great information for people who want to be like you, want to be a business owner, people who support you. They listened in tonight. And, thank you for coming on here and just willing to be transparent and willing to share your experiences. I do not take that for granted.
Thank you so much for having me. No, this has been amazing. I so appreciate you.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to say?
Um, no, other than, no, look out for me. My website is beameduphair.com. You can see my handle below. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook.
There you go.
Reach out to me for networking opportunities. I'm always down, or just to talk. If you are a model or into fashion or anything business related, holla at your girl.
And you
We
need
can
a
talk.
stylist if you are
We
in.
can talk.
Yes, if you are ever in front of the camera, you're on TV, anything, you need a stylist. You can find her on Instagram. Those are her connects down there at Markeima.
Mhm.
That's her page. And then her business page is Beamed Up Hair. So do not hesitate to contact and reach out to her. She is a pleasure to talk to. All right,
Great.
y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Markeima, it's been amazing. You guys, this is another week of Small Business Solutions Monday with Deborah R. Nelson, and I will see you next week.